CIET NCERT presents audiobook Khel Yatra, textbook of physical education and well-being for grade 7.
Page 117, Unit 5. Fundamental Skills of Sports. Kabaddi. At the top left side of the page, there is a QR code. Scanning the QR code will take you to additional information about this chapter. At the top right side of the page, there is a picture of 3 boys playing Kabaddi. At the middle of the page, there is a picture of a Kabaddi court. Kabaddi is played between 2 teams, and the goal is to tag players. Players must touch opponents and return to their side of the court without getting caught. Kabaddi helps build strength, speed, and improves teamwork. It is a popular game in many countries and is also played in the Asian Games. Page 118. Raiding footwork. Raiders perform offensive skills in the opponent's half to touch the defenders and score points for their team. There is a table at the middle of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes jumping jacks, high knees, butt kicks, jogging drills. Part 2. Skill. It includes raiding footwork. Part 3. Cool down. It includes hamstring stretch, calf stretch, crossed leg toe touch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes footwork and anticipation. Raiding footwork. Steps to learn. The primary aim of the raiding footwork technique is to prevent the raider from defender and return safe after a raid to their own half. Stance. Point 1. Keep your feet apart in a parallel or diagonal position. Body weight should be evenly distributed on both feet. Point 2. Keep your legs apart with knees bent, head held high, slightly leaning forward, and elbows slightly bent and balanced. Execution. Point 1. Footwork movement is executed in different directions with agility, anticipation, orientation ability, and skill. Page 119. Point 2. It includes moving forward, sideward, and backward randomly, but with the purpose to tag a student. Follow through. Point 1. After execution, regain body balance and change the direction of the body towards the midline. There are 2 pictures on this page. In the top picture, the raider is standing a ready position, whereas defenders are standing alert in a defensive position on the Kabaddi mat. In the bottom picture, the raider is now trying to tag and escape from defenders. The defenders are reacting quickly, trying to catch him before he returns to his side. Page 120. There are 2 pictures on this page. These images illustrate different movements in a Kabaddi game. The first image depicts the raider entering the opponent's territory while defenders are prepared. The second image depicts the defenders trying to catch the raider before he escapes back to his half, while the raider after execution is trying to regain his body balance and change the direction of the body towards the midline. Page 121. Lead-up activity. Mark 2 parallel lines of 30 feet, each 9.15 meter. Set up 2 blocks 30 feet apart, opposite each line. Keep 2 blocks on the other side of the starting line. The player will stand at the starting line opposite the blocks. The player will start running towards the block as fast as possible on the signal, ready, go. They will pick up a block and return to place it behind the starting line. Then run fast to pick up the second block. Then run with it backwards across the line. The player who takes the minimum time to finish the activity will be the winner. Circle time. Footwork and anticipation. Discuss what type of footwork you used for quickly running to the opposite block, picking up the block, taking a turn, and returning. Pop-up. Types of raid. Point 1. leading leg rate. Point 2. Shuffling leg rate. Point 3. Natural run rate. Page 122. Hand touch. There's a table at the beginning of this page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes wrist rotation, shoulder exercise, jogging drills. Part 2. Skill. It includes hand touch. Part 3. Cool down. It includes chest stretch, shoulder circles, cross-body shoulder stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes reaction time, movement time, and memory. Hand touch. Steps to learn. The primary aim of the hand touch technique is to touch a defender and return back to their own half of the court after a successful raid. Stance. Point 1. Stand in a diagonal or parallel position. Point 2. The leading leg toe should be pointed towards the target and the rear leg toe slightly diagonal towards midline with the bent knees. With bent knees. Point 3. The executing hand should be free for touch and the eye should be towards the target. Execution. Point 1. Fix the target and move towards the target. Variation of the hand movement. Point 1. Vertical or diagonal on covers in corners. Page 123. There are 3 pictures on this page. The top picture depicts the raider enters the Kabaddi court while 2 defenders prepare by holding hands in a chain formation. Middle picture depicts the raider attempts to tag one of the defenders while trying to escape. The defenders move quickly to block her path. The bottom picture depicts the raider bends down and tries to run back to her side, while defenders remain alert and maintain their formation to catch the raider. Page 124.2. Sideward swing on wings and supporter. Point 3. Sideward to forward on the chain in front. Point 4. Sideward to reverse on the defense who is covering the rear. Follow through. Point 1. After execution, regain body balance and change the direction of the body towards the midline. Lead up activity. Make 2 teams, Team A and Team B, and ask the teams to stand away from the 10 meters line. Keep a small ball in the center of both lines. Every player is given a chess number, same number for both teams. When a number is called out, one player from both sides run in and tries to take the ball placed in the center to their side using hands only. The team that succeeds to score a point will be declared the winner. Note for the teacher. Point 1. The teacher should give different activities for the development of reaction and movement time. For example, ruler drop, circle time, reaction time, movement time, and memory. What did you do to remember your chess number and remain focused for the call? Page 125. Toe touch. There's a table at the beginning of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes ankle rotation, toe walk, lunging. Part 2. Skill. It includes toe touch. Part 3. Cool down. It includes ankle stretch, calf muscle stretch, thigh muscle stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes eye-foot coordination. Toe touch. The primary aim of the toe touch technique is to touch a defender and return to their half of the court after a raid. Types of toe touch. Point 1. Toe touch on the same stance. Point 2. Taking one step back and toe touch. Point 3. Running toe touch. Point 4. Dragging back and toe touch. Point 5. Feinting and toe touch. Steps to learn. Approach. Point 1. The raider has to settle to reach the target by taking one step back or by dragging back. Point 2. Stance of the body may be parallel or diagonal. Point 3. Body weight should be shifted from the leading leg to the rear leg. Point 4. Body should be in crouch position, leaning towards the midline. Point 5. Knee and ankle joint should be in extended position. Point 6. Arms should be flexed and free. Page 126. There are 3 pictures on this page. In the first picture, the raider moves towards the defenders to perform a toe touch, while the defenders stay alert in a ready stance. In the middle picture, the raider bends down and stretches his leg to touch a defender with his toes. This is the execution of the toe touch skill. In the bottom picture, after the toe touch, the raider quickly returns and runs back towards his side, while the defenders try to react and stop him. Did you know? Balk line is a marker on the court, positioned 3.75 meter from the midline, and a raider must cross this line for a raid to be considered valid. Page 127. Execution. Point 1. Leg movements during the attack should be straight or diagonal or in curvature. Point 2. Forward movement of executing leg rushing towards the midline in bending position. Follow through. Point 1. After execution, regain body balance and change direction of body towards the midline. Point 2. The movement of leading leg toe should be towards the midline while returning. Point 3. The upper body should be in crunch position and the player should rush towards the midline. Lead up activity. Draw 4 different shapes: triangle, square, circle, etc. in the court. Every player has a chess number, and when the number is called, the player will run to the balk line. Just before the player reaches the balk line, the teacher will randomly call out a shape. The player has to quickly run and toe touch the shape and return to the center line. Each player will be given equal chances on the basis of time feasibility. The player with the minimum record time will be the winner. The remaining students will observe each raid very carefully. Circle time. Eye-foot coordination. Point 1. Each student will discuss what was going in their mind when they were awaiting for the teachers to call out the shape. Point 2. Discuss which students used the movements suggested in the body movement and execution parts above. Page 128. Kick. There's a table at the top of this page which is divided in 4 equal parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes leg swings, lateral leg kicks, walking lunges, high knees. Part 2. Skill. It includes kick. Part 2. Skill. This includes kick. Part 3. Cool down. It includes hamstring stretch, standing quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes doing kicks differently. Kick. Kick is one of the major offensive skills in Kabaddi used by the raider. The primary aim of the kick technique is to touch a defender with the leg and return back to their own half of the court after a raid. Steps to learn. Approach. Point 1. Approach depends upon variation of the target and the distance to be covered. Stance. Point 1. Stance should be diagonal or parallel. Point 2. Maintain stability on rear leg. Point 3. Shoulder line towards the midline. Point 4. Upper body to be in crouch position. Point 5. Arms flexed and relaxed to balance the body. Step 3. Execution. Point 1. Kick without flexing the knee joint, keeping in mind distance and position of the target. Point 2. Rear leg in the pivot position. Page 129. There are 3 images on this page. In the first image, the raider approaches the defenders in a ready stance. The defenders are alert and preparing to block or dodge the raider's move. In the second image, the raider executes a kick towards one of the defenders while maintaining balance. The defenders are both holding hands in a chain formation, trying to avoid or catch the raider. In the third image, one of the defenders is trying to grab the raider's leg after the kick, trying to stop him from escaping back to his half. Page 130. Step 4. Follow through. Point 1. After executing the kick, bring the kicking leg forward immediately to avoid catches by defenders. Point 2. Move in bending position towards midline to avoid covers and chain. Step 5. Variation. The following types of kicks can be used as variation. Point 1. Back kick. Point 2. Side kick. Point 3. Roll or curve kick. Lead up activity. Make 2 teams stand with their arms extended at the corners behind the bonus line. Both teams will line up in opposite sides of the court. First player will start at the whistle. The objective is that all team members will take turns to go to the opposite court. Kick the extended arm and return in minimum time. The team that finishes first will be the winner. Circle time. Using different kicks. Point 1. How has the raider added variation to kick in order to improve the performance? Page 131. Defensive skill. Some defensive positions are given below. First, corners. The players of the team stand on the extreme right and left corner on the Kabaddi court. The responsibility of the corners is to initiate tackles. When the left raider is in action, the right corner is in prime position to initiate any attack and vice versa. Second, center. Center player plays in center position. The raider of the team mostly stands in the center position. Third, ins. The ins are positioned between the corners and the covers. One of the major responsibilities of the in is to protect the corner defender from going into the lobby or out of the court. The ins are generally the raiders of the team and also help in defense such as catching the raider. Fourth, covers. The defenders positioned between the ins and center are known as the covers. Generally, the teams positions their all-rounders in this position. There is an image at the bottom of this page. This image shows the defensive positions in Kabaddi. Each player has a specific role. Corners, left and right, stand at the edges and tackle raiders. Ins, left and right, support corners and cover nearby areas. Covers, both left and right, guard the center zones. Center controls the defense and helps in team coordination. These positions work together to stop the raider. Page 132. Ankle hold. There is a table at the beginning of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes trunk twist, sideward and forward lunges, burpees, push-ups. Part 2. This includes ankle hold. Part 3. Cool down. It includes tricep stretch, shoulder stretch, hamstring stretch, calf stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes reaction time. Ankle hold. The primary aim of the defensive ankle hold technique is to catch the attacker in such a way that the raider loses their breath of 30 seconds in the defensive court during a raid. Steps to learn. Step 1. Body position. Point 1. Wider stance. Point 2. Upper body slightly inclined towards the raider. Point 3. More body weight on the leading leg and pointed towards the raider. Point 4. Knees slightly flexed to balance. Point 5. Hands should be free. Point 6. Eyes on the target. Step 2. Approach. Point 1. Before going in for ankle hold, the defender should observe the raider's foot and anticipate the next movement of the raider's footwork. Point 2. Bend the upper body towards the raider's leg completely by bending the leading leg, at the same time bringing both hands towards the raider's ankle. Page 133. There are 3 images which depict the ankle hold skill in Kabaddi. In the first image, the raider enters the defense area while defenders are alert and holding hands in a chain formation. In the second image, the raider moves in. One defender quickly goes low to grab the raider's ankle. In the third image, the defender successfully holds the raider's ankle, stopping their movement while others move in to support. This is a key defensive skill to stop the raider from escaping. Page 134. There are 3 images on this page. In the first image, the raider tries to move forward. A defender bends down and grabs the raider's ankle to stop their movement. In the second image, more defenders quickly support the ankle hold by surrounding the raider and securing their grip. In the third image, the raider is fully trapped by multiple defenders and the ankle hold is successfully completed to stop the raid. This sequence shows perfect teamwork and technique in executing the ankle hold to prevent the raider from escaping. Page 135. Step 3. Execution. Point 1. The inner hand should be placed on the joint of the raider's ankle, other hand supporting a firm grip on the ankle of the raider. Step 4. Follow through. Point 1. Once the raider is caught, the defender should maintain stability and firm grip. Lift the raider up towards the inner shoulder or pull by taking the leading leg back, shifting the body weight backwards or taking small steps towards the end line. Lead up activity. Draw 4 different shapes in the court and place 4 defenders just behind the shape. Every player has a chess number, and when the number is called out, the player will run to the balk line. Just before the player reaches the balk line, the teacher will randomly call out a shape. The student has to quickly run and toe touch the shape while the defender will try to ankle hold at the time of toe touch. The aim of the player is to return safely while the defender ankle holds. 1 point will be awarded for every ankle hold. Each defender will get equal chances. Circle time. Reaction time. Point 1. Each defender will discuss what was going on in their mind when the student was approaching for toe touch. Point 2. Discuss which defenders used the right method to ankle hold, as suggested in the body position and execution parts above. Page 136. Thigh hold. There's a table at the beginning of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes forward lunges, backward lunges, jumping jacks. Part 2. Skill. It includes thigh hold. Part 3. Cool down. It includes hamstring stretch, calf stretch, crossed leg toe touch, torso twist. Part 4. Circle time. This includes grip strength. Thigh hold. The primary aim of the defensive thigh hold technique is to catch a raider in such a way that the raider loses their breath after 30 seconds in the defensive court during a raid. Steps to learn. Step 1. Body position. Point 1. Optimum diagonal stance. Point 2. Leading leg toe should be towards the front lobby. Point 3. Rear leg toe should be towards the end line. Point 4. Leading leg and rear leg knee slightly bent. Point 5. Eyes on the target. Point 6. Upper body slightly inclined towards the raider. Step 2. Approach. Point 1. Before going in for thigh hold, the defender should observe the raider's foot. After analyzing the path of the raider, the defender should anticipate the next movement of the raider's footwork. Page 137. There are 4 images on this page. These images demonstrate the thigh hold defensive skill in Kabaddi. In the first image, the raider enters the court while defenders stay alert and in stance, ready to engage. In the second image, a defender approaches and positions himself close to the raider, targeting the thigh area. In the third image, the defender bends slightly and wraps their arms around the raider's thigh, attempting to immobilize him. In the fourth image, the defender tightens the grip and brings their body in line with the raider's hip, using body weight and leg positioning to prevent the raider from moving. This skill is used to stop the raider by restricting the movement of their leg, especially when they try to escape. Point 2. Slightly bend the upper body towards the raider's hip joint. Point 3. Place the shoulders in line of the hip joint of raider. Point 4. Defender's leading leg should be placed between the raider's stance. Point 4. Defender's leading leg should be placed between the raider's stance. Page 138. Step 3. Execution. Point 1. After reaching the lower limbs of the raider, the defender should encircle the thigh of the raider while the elbow grip. Point 2. Inner hand should be placed below the knee joint of the raider. Point 3. Put the shoulder on the hip joint of the raider. Step 4. Follow through. Point 1. Once the raider is caught, the defender should maintain stability with firm grip and the raider's direction should be changed towards the end line. Lead-up activity. 2 teams are divided into 4 students, each with varied fates. 1 player from each team will start at the signal from the teacher. Lift their teammate by holding the other player's thigh, and then bring the lifted student towards the starting point and again return to bring another player of the team. The drill of both teams will be completed when the last player is lifted to the starting point. The team which will reach first with their last player will win, and the same can be repeated by other player. The diagram at the bottom of the page depicts 2 teams. Team 1, A, B, C and D. Team 2, M, N, O, P. Positioned on opposite sides of a rectangular play area. Each team is in a straight line and 1 player starts at the starting line T. The running arrows in the diagram indicate the direction of movement towards teammates. Circle time, grip strength. Point 1. Identify the differences in lifting partners of varied fate. Does changing the holding grip change the feeling in lifting your partner? Page 139. Knee hold. There is a table at the beginning of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes deep squat, single leg squat. Part 2. Skill. This includes knee hold. Part 3. Cool down. It includes quadriceps and hamstring stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes proper technique. Knee hold. The primary aim of the defensive knee hold technique is to prevent the raider from escaping or returning to their own half of the court after a raid. Knee hold is similar to the thigh hold. Knee hold is a tactic generally used by the second supporting student. Steps to learn. Step 1. Body position. Point 1. Optimum diagonal stance. Point 2. Leading leg toe should be towards the lobby. Point 3. Rear leg toe should be parallel to the end line. Point 4. Leading leg and the rear leg knee should be slightly bent. Point 5. Eyes should be on the target. Point 6. Upper body should be slightly inclined towards the raider. There is an image on the bottom right side of this page. The image depicts defenders taking position with bent knees, eyes on the raider, and body slightly inclined forward. Page 140. There are two images on the starting of this page. The first image depicts the execution. One defender grabs the raider's knee firmly to stop their movement. The second image depicts the defender trying to join in to support and complete the tackle. Step 2. Approach. Point 1. Before going in for knee hold, the defender should observe and judge the raider's foot movement and should anticipate the next movement of the raider's footwork. Point 2. Bend upper body towards the raider's knee joint. Point 3. Place both hands in line of the knee joint of the raider. Point 4. Defender leading leg should be placed sideward of the raider's knee to be held. Step 3. Execution. Point 1. After reaching the lower limbs of the raider, the defender should encircle the knee of the raider with the elbow grip, wrist grip, or palm grip. Step 4. Follow through. Point 1. Once the raider is caught, the defender should maintain stability with firm grip and the defender should pull the raider towards the end line. Page 141. Lead-up activity. Rules to be followed while playing Kabaddi are: Point 1. The raider can only use the hand touch technique to tag the defender. Point 2. The defenders can only do knee hold to restrict the raider from scoring a point. Point 3. Ensure each defender will get ample opportunity to do knee hold. Circle time. Proper technique. Point 1. Discuss which defenders used the right method to catch and hold as suggested in the body position and execution parts above. Page 142. Wrist hold. There's a table at the beginning of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes wrist rotation, palm stretching, shoulder rotation, jumping jacks. Part 2. Skill. It includes wrist hold. Part 3. Cool down. It includes palm stretch, cross-body shoulder stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes reflex and strategy. Wrist hold. The primary aim of the wrist hold technique is to prevent the raider from escaping or returning to their half of the court after a raid so that the defending team can gain points. Steps to learn. Step 1. Types of wrist hold. Point 1. Holding the wrist from above. Point 2. Holding the wrist from below. Step 2. Approach. Point 1. Before going in for wrist hold, the defender should observe, focus, and judge the raider's hand movements. Point 2. The defender should be in free and relaxed position without holding the chain. Point 3. The defender palms in a cup shape with the thumb finger apart and the rest of the fingers close together for a firm grip. Point 4. the defender should lean slightly forward. Page 143. There are 3 images on this page. The first image depicts the raider enters the zone and stretches forward to touch a defender. The defenders are alert and ready. In the second image, one defender grabs the raider's wrist firmly while another gets ready to assist. In the third image, the defender maintains the wrist hold, stopping the raider from escaping, while teammates move in to support the tackle. This sequence depicts how a wrist hold is initiated, secured, and supported to stop the raider effectively. Page 144. Step 3. Execution of wrist hold. Point 1. Take a firm grip of the raider's wrist as soon as he is in the reach. Point 2. The defender should take the support of the other hand immediately and pull the raider towards end line for proper follow-through. Point 3. The raider's movement should be countered by the defender's body weight. Lead-up activity. The player hold the wrists of one another and pull in the opposite direction. This can be done from the midline to the back lane as a competitive drill. Circle time, reflex, and strategy. Discuss the appropriate defensive skill for the following. Point 1. Hand touch. Point 2. Toe touch. Point 3. Kick. Page 145. Waist hold. There is a table at the beginning of this page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes leaping and skipping jumps high. It includes leaping and skipping jumps hip and pelvic muscle stretch. Part 2. Skill. It includes waist hold. Part 3. Cool down. It includes bow pose, cross-body shoulder stretch, crouch leg stretch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes holding grip. Waist hold. Steps to learn. Step 1. Body position. Point 1. Optimum diagonal stance. Point 2. Defender should completely cover the raider's outer shoulder from behind. Point 3. Knee bend. Point 4. Chin up and eyes on the target. Step 2. Approach. Point 1. Before going in for waist hold, defender should observe the raider's foot and anticipate the next movement of the raider's foot. And anticipate the next movement of the raider footwork. Point 2. Skip forward or take one step forward to cover raider's back with balance and wider stance position. Point 3. Bend upper body towards the raider. Page 146. There are 5 images on this page. In the first image, the raider enters the court as defenders get into position, staying alert and ready. In the second image, the defender moves in towards the raider, preparing to grab the wrist. In the third image, the defender successfully grabbed the raider's waist from the front to stop their movement. In the fourth image, the additional defenders move in to support the hold and prevent the raider from escaping. In the fifth image, the raider is fully stopped and brought down using a strong waist hold with team coordination. This sequence depicts how the waist hold is executed. Page 147. Step 3. Holding and execution. Point 1. There should not be any gap between raider and defender position. Point 2. Use free hand to encircle the raider's wrist from the outer shoulder. Point 2. Use free hand to encircle the raider's waist from the outer shoulder. Point 3. Inner hand should be used to make a firm grip. Step 4. Follow through action. Once the raider is caught, prime motive of defender is to stop the raider's approach towards the midline. For this, defender should maintain firm grip and can apply any of the following through according to need and situation. Point 1. Raider should be dragged towards the end line. Point 2. Lift raider towards the end line. Point 3. Defender can change direction of hold from back to front of the raider. Point 4. Defender can fall back or roll back holding the raider. Lead up activity. All the player will be asked to hold the trunk of the player in front and form a train. A single player who is in front of the train is the opponent, who will try to touch the last player compartment to pull him out. All the player will try to guard the last player by moving away from the opponent's attack without breaking the waist hold. If the player is put out, she will change her position and the game will resume. Circle time, holding grip. Discuss the grip of holding the opponent so that they are not able to move or touch the last student in the train. Page 148. Chain hold. There's a table at the beginning of the page which is divided in 4 parts. Part 1. Warm-up. It includes frog jump, chest and back stretch. Part 2. Skill. It includes chain hold. Part 3. Cool down. It includes overhead arm stretch, torso twist, crossed leg toe touch. Part 4. Circle time. It includes safety measures. Chain hold. The primary aim of the chain hold technique is to prevent the raider from escaping or returning to their own half of the court after a raid, so that defending team can gain points. Steps to learn. Step 1. How to form the chain. Point 1. Hold either the wrist or a palm of the other player to form a chain while forming a grip. Step 2. Approach. Point 1. Form the chain. Chain should be formed with the help of the supporting students. Point 2. Cover the path and outer shoulder of the raider and observe the path and attack of the raider very carefully in order to anticipate the movement. Point 3. Maintain the grip while approaching the raider. Step 3. Stance. Point 1. Stance must be wide. Point 2. Shoulder of the player involved in chain must be parallel and close to each other. Page 149. Point 3. Grip should be firm in formation of chain. Point 4. Position your head towards the line of attack of the raider. Step 4. Execution. Point 1. Defender involved in chain formation will come close to the raider and cover the raider. Point 2. Chain should be placed on the abdominal region of the raider. Point 3. The other hand opposite to the chain formation will be used as support to lift the raider from holding the thigh from behind. There are 3 images on this page. In the first image on the right side, 2 defenders form a chain by holding hands and position themselves to face the raider ready to react. In the second image, the chain comes close to the raider. One defender begins to hold the raider while the other maintains the chain for support. In the third image, the defenders complete the tackle by locking the raider's waist and thigh while keeping the chain intact, preventing any escape. This depicts how the chain hold is used to block and trap the raider with strong coordination. Page 150. Step 5. Follow through. 2 methods are used in follow through action. Point 1. Lifting the raider at the same spot by taking the wider stance. Point 2. Change the direction of the raider by pushing him away from midline with the chain. Lead up activity. Form 2 teams. Line up both the teams facing each other at a distance of 6 meters approximately. One player from each team will come in the center and will lock elbows with each other. Both players will sing 1 to 2 lines of any folk song while moving in a circle. As the first round ends, both players will try to pull each other towards their own side. The player that successfully pulls the other player towards their side earns a point. Repeat the process until everyone gets their turn. Circle time. Safety measures. Discuss a set of instructions on avoiding head collision during chain hold. Page 151. Complete the following task. Point 1. Mark the court by joining the dots in the figure below. Point 2. Find out the court's dimension for junior boys and junior girls and label it. Point 3. Find out the basic rules of Kabaddi and discuss them with your peers. There are some dots given on the center of the page. Students are supposed to join the dots and find out the court's dimension for junior boys and junior girls and label it. Page 152. Teacher assessment. Touch. Hand touch and toe touch. Point 1. Student is learning how to balance while attempting to touch with hands and toes. Point 2. Student can do simple hand and toe touches but have trouble with speed and precision. Point 3. Occasionally avoids defenders and perform hand and toe touches with respectable control. Point 4. Student is agile and aware on how to make rapid, calculated touches. Point 5. Confidently makes accurate hand and toe movements, avoiding opponents with agility and planning. Hold. Ankle hold, knee hold, and thigh hold. Point 1. Student is getting better at controlling grip on the raider's leg, knee, or ankle. Point 2. Tries holds but occasionally have trouble with timing and grip strength. Point 3. Using holds with respectable strength and skill, the student slow downs the raider. Point 4. Successfully holds the raider with powerful, well-timed holds. Point 5. Uses strategy and control to secure the raider with strong, accurate holds executed with assurance. Hold. Wrist hold and waist hold. Point 1. Student is becoming better at controlling grip on the raider's waist or wrist. Point 2. Tries waist and wrist holds but needs to improve timing and grip strength. Point 3. Using holds with respectable strength and skill, the student makes it difficult for the raider to get away. Point 4. Successfully halts the raider's movement with firm, well-timed holds. Point 5. Executes solid, well-planned holds with assurance, keeping the raider from getting away. Understanding self-distress. Point 1. Student has trouble identifying feelings and hardly ever acknowledge their problem. Student has trouble identifying feelings and hardly ever acknowledge their problem. Point 2. Occasionally becomes aware of the distress, but finds it hard to pinpoint the reason. Point 3. Although having trouble controlling themselves, student is aware of the distress and its causes. Point 4. Has a good understanding of their distress and can control emotions to some extent. Point 5. successfully controls emotions, and completely understands the reasons behind distress. This chapter ends here.
Khel Yatra, you were just listening to this audiobook. Textbook of Physical Education and Well-being for Grade 7. Narration Mansi Chauhan. Sound Recordist Manju Kumari. Production Assistant Amarjeet Sarkar. Directed and produced by Vimalesh Chaudhary. This audiobook is brought to you by CIET NCERT, New Delhi, India.